Hi, this is Scott the Peaceful Shaver. So this is going to be my first non-shaving video in a while. A lot of you people who are into wet shaving are also into coffee, as I am. So since cold brewed coffee seems to be all the rage right now, I'm going to show you the method that I use to make cold brewed coffee. Really simple, really easy, and it comes out great. Now, I'm not as much of a coffee geek as a lot of you guys out there. I don't own a scale to measure my beans, so I don't get an exact measurement. And I know that's a travesty, but you know what? It tastes good to me, and it makes me happy. So that's kind of all that's important, as far as I'm concerned. Somewhere down the road, maybe I'll get a scale that measures in grams. And my wife's giving me the evil eye. Yeah, Lynn is manning the camera for me. That's just another black hole for me to go down. The coffee hole.
Oh,
so I don't roast my own beans yet, but I do always buy whole beans. I know that it's probably better to buy from a local roaster where it's roasted fresh and within the week, but that's really expensive. And Lynn and I, we have 6 kids, and we can't be spending $20 a pound for coffee. So every Wednesday we go to Dunkin' Donuts where they have whole bean coffee. It's on sale for $4.99 for a pound. And when I brew it myself, I actually can make really good coffee with it. I'm not happy with the way you get it at the store, but when I make it myself, it comes out really good. So for most of the time when I make iced coffee, I'll make it in my bun. Which does a really nice job, but that's the old automatic drip heat process way of making it. I brew it double strength, I allow it to cool down, I put it in the fridge, and 1 pot of coffee generally is good for Lynn and myself for 1 day. I have like the equivalent of 2/3 of this pot, and she'll have like 1/3 of it, and that makes us happy. But seeing as though cold brewed coffee now is the rage, I'm going to show you the way that I do it. So this is Dunkin' Donuts regular beans, whole beans. I always buy whole beans. I never buy pre-ground because that's just awful. And I have my little hand burr grinder here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out 4 coffee scoops. And I just use, the method that I use is, make it in a French press. So, I'll put the top back on my grinder. Now this is a Sovrano hand grinder. It does a really nice job of grinding the coffee. And I set it to coarse. And I can only fit about 4 or 5 coffee scoops at a time, so I did 4. I'm going to do 8 scoops altogether because I'm making 4 cups of coffee. That's 4 cups as in the units of measurement, not 4 cups as, do you know what I'm trying to say? 4 actual cups of water I'm going to be using, okay? Not coffee cups, which are measured by 5-ounce cups for a brewer. So 4 cups of water is going to require 8 coffee scoops because I use 1 scoop for each half cup. So there's my first 4 scoops. I'll dump it into my French press, and I'll do one more. It smells really good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Very good.
On. And this manual coffee grinder allows you to change the coarseness of the grind. You can go really fine to make an espresso, or you can go coarse for the French press, which is what I'm doing, or somewhere in the middle. And you just kind of have to play with the grind to see where you like it. I've got it set right now for my French press, and I leave it here because this is usually how I make my coffee. I usually make my hot coffee, unless I'm making for more than 1 person, I'll make it in the French press because I just think it tastes better. So once this finishes grinding, I will dump that into here. So there is 8 coffee scoops full of coarsely ground coffee. And here is 4 cups, okay, of cold water. All right. So I dump that into the French press. This is a big French press, so it can handle this much water. And then I take my wooden spoon and I give it a stir. And then what I do is I will take some plastic wrap and I'll put it over the top and I'll put it in the refrigerator for about 18 hours. And then after 18 hours, take the top of the French press, I'll put it on and I'll slowly depress it. You don't want to do it too fast because it agitates it, and a lot of that bitterness can actually get into the coffee. The thing you want about cold brewed coffee is that there is no bitterness whatsoever. It is an extremely smooth, drinkable cup of coffee. And I find that when I make it the cold brewed method, it doesn't need any dairy and it doesn't need any sweetener at all. I find it to be really sweet tasting on its own and absolutely delicious with no bitterness whatsoever. And then once you've depressed it, you pour and put over ice and you're ready to go. So this is a really easy method if you have a French press. I suggest you try it. The ratio that I use again is 1 coffee scoop for each half cup of water. This is 4 cups of water, so 8 coffee scoops. And I find that ratio, put in the fridge for 18 hours, perfect. So I want to thank you for watching. Please, as always, like, subscribe, comment below. Peaceful Shaver out.